plans, or plans of any kind, can be invaluable to keeping your business on track throughout the year. These plans should be living documents that you refer to often. They should be adaptable and flexible to fit the ever-changing needs of your business and the market it's within. Just think of the many changes that you've had to make over the past couple years. That was you adapting your business plan. There's not one set formula for business plans either. Business plans can take several different forms and have different purposes, from everything from helping to plan out your year to charting a course for the next 5 years, or even helping you plan to expand your business. In this video, we're going to focus on simple approaches to simple one-year business plans that are easy to follow and maintain throughout the year.
The information contained here has been prepared by Civitas Strategies Early Start and is not intended to constitute legal, tax, or financial advice. The Civitas Strategies Early Start team has used reasonable efforts in collecting, preparing, and providing this information, but does not guarantee its accuracy, completeness, adequacy, or currency. The publication and distribution of this information is not intended to create and receipt does not constitute an attorney-client or any other advisory relationship. Reproduction of this information is expressly prohibited. In today's presentation, we will discuss why you as a childcare business should have a business plan and what the plan should include. We will go over how you can assess your current needs as a childcare business. We will talk about what SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, may exist with your business and how a SWOT analysis can support you in building your business plan. Lastly, we will go over potential goals for your childcare business and talk about the components that should be included in the goals to ensure that they are SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. The business plan here is a slimmed down version that will be easy to update and use each year. It's designed to concisely communicate your goals driven by your current realities, similar to a roadmap. It is best suited for family childcare providers or small centers. Larger childcare businesses or those that are opening a new location or business will likely find that a strategic plan or a more extensive business plan will be more valuable.
Let's take a look at what are business plans. They're invaluable in keeping any business on track throughout the year. Intended to be flexible and adapt to change, and can take different forms. All companies should have a business plan that outlines what the business will set out to accomplish and takes you through planning, preparing, and operations of your business. For childcare businesses, there is no difference. This is also helpful to you in the event that you want to expand your business and have a need to apply for grants or loans. The business plan shows you, as the business owner, where you are and where you plan to go, as well as gives investors an idea of what your business plans are to be sustainable. In developing your business plan, there are 4 components that we feel are necessary to include to get started. Step 1, value proposition. Your value proposition is simply answering the question, why you? Your value proposition can be important because it reminds you of why children and families love your service. Step 2, assessment of current situation. Take a comprehensive look at your business performance and feedback. This will help you understand what your needs are and how you can prepare for the future. Step 3, SWOT analysis. This means taking a deeper look at your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of your business. Through the SWOT analysis, you will divide your data into 4 quadrants, whether a factor is positive or negative, and whether it is about the present or the future. Now in step 4, you'll take all the information that we've gathered to help you outline your plan. All the information taken from these will be included in the plan and give you and investors a look at how you can plan to operate and sustain your childcare business.
Step 1, state your value proposition. Your value proposition is simply answering the question, why you? You can think about your past year and the feedback that you've received that demonstrates why families and children love your program. If you have employees of any kind, Think about what you do to ensure that they remain happy and stay with your business. And think about how you attract new people as needed. Your value proposition can be important because it reminds you of why children and families love your service. This is important for you to keep in mind as the business owner and to use as you talk to other families. It provides a concise reminder of what you do in your business. Value propositions help frame some of the important business decisions that you will make, such as how to set your rates, attract top talent, and promote your services to enroll more families. You could write pages and pages about these ideas, but in this case, we recommend that you use a very simple format to create your value proposition. Specifically, we'd like for you to answer 3 questions. The first being, where do you serve children and families? This could be in your neighborhood or in your city. Perhaps your reach is wider across a county or a region. Number 2, what are the age groups that you serve? Do you serve infants and older, or maybe only preschoolers? What about school-age children? And number 3, what is it that parents, children, staff, or volunteers love most about your business? What is it that makes them come back? This might be you personally. A lot of times people will say that it is the family child care provider or the director of a small center that they come back for. It could be your location, your proximity to transportation, or other reasons. There's no good or bad answer to this. If you feel like you're not sure, don't hesitate to ask some parents. It never hurts to say that you are planning to further improve the services they're receiving and you'd like their feedback. Very simply, this could be a conversation at pickup where you say, "Hey, I'm working on how we can improve our services this year. I'm just curious. What do you like most about having your child here? What does your child like most? Is there anything you wish we did better? If you've had your child at other centers or other family child care programs, what do we or don't we do better?" To gather feedback from staff from a group center, you may wish to issue an anonymous short survey or have a comment box available. For family child care providers, consider a short interview. These questions, though very simple, can be incredibly helpful in your planning. By starting with your customers, volunteers, and staff, you are building your plan on the most important foundation, the people who are paying for and using your services and those that help you deliver those services. They are not only your families, but perhaps staff members if you have them, but typically they're your best salespeople. Many childcare providers rely primarily on referrals from other families and those that they trust. The next step is taking a comprehensive look at your business performance and feedback and writing a basic list of what's working well versus what you may need to improve. Again, this doesn't have to be pages and pages. To perform this basic assessment, you will need some data to rely on: your feedback from families, volunteers, and staff, and your business financials, including a monthly budget and a 12-month cash flow. These tools will allow you to know what financial demands there are. Remember to be realistic on both for better planning. We recommend that you first look at the feedback you got from your families, volunteers, and staff, then review your financials and answer some simple questions. What do families like most? What do they like least? What does staff like most? What do they like least? If you use volunteers, what do they like most? What do they like least? If you look at your financials, are you going to be profitable? Are you going to make money by the end of the year? When looking at your enrollment forecast, are there any months where you are worried because student enrollment will be down? Are you going to have several children aging out of care? By answering these questions, you are not only helping to create your plan for the year, but you are also creating talking points to use as you run your business throughout the year. As you continue to assess your current situation, some additional questions you might want to ask are: what is going to keep you profitable throughout the year? Do you need more children enrolled mid-year? Looking ahead, how many slots will you need to fill? Will some children exit for kindergarten? Do you have a growing waiting list? If you're anticipating growth or at capacity, do you want to consider expanding? What do parents want and need, and how will you adjust your program services to meet those needs? Are there ways that you can easily meet those needs? Perhaps families want hours that run a little bit later, and you could shift your hours accordingly. Maybe they want a certain service or opportunity. What about your staff? Do they report wanting additional pay or benefits? Are you having any trouble finding staff? Asking these questions and reflecting on the answers prepare you for the next step in building your business plan. Once you have assessed your current situation, you will want to perform an analysis of the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, also known as SWOT, of your business. This is a simple yet effective way to categorize ideas. Through the SWOT analysis, you will divide your data into 4 quadrants, whether a factor is positive or negative, and whether it is about the present or the future. The strengths and weaknesses are the company's current positive and negative characteristics. The opportunities and threats are potential future factors that could either positively affect or negatively hinder your impact and growth. If you have employees, performing a SWOT analysis as a team will be most effective. If you are a family childcare provider without employees, consider a conversation with a friend or colleague that you trust who knows your business well. Use a whiteboard or a large sheet of paper. That'll allow your team to collect and visualize your ideas. Take your whiteboard or paper and divide it into 4 boxes labeled strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The goal of this activity is to have a clear vision in each of the areas and to use this insight as you build your business plan. Each member of your team should contribute several statements that correspond to each area. These statements can be written on sticky notes that you could attach to the corresponding area on your board. A strength could be, our business is open for more hours than our competition. And a weakness could be, we have issues with staff turnover. An opportunity could be, we have room for increased enrollment. And a threat could be, there is a new business opening nearby. Once your statements for each area are posted, you should discuss together which statements are the most relevant. Those relevant statements will provide you with a clear perspective on your organization and allow you to focus as you move to the next step of building your business plan. The last step is building out your plan. We're going to take you step by step through the process of putting it together, starting with reviewing the past year and examining how this year may go. From this, you will find goals to undertake to maintain or strengthen your business. Outside of stating your value proposition, here are the suggested components of your business plan. Your customers, which are your families, understanding what you want to do to support them for the year. Your team, such as your staff or volunteers, understanding how you can attract and retain staff and volunteers to keep your program running. Your market, which are your competitors or other external factors that are impacting your goals. Your finances. A financial forecast helps you know where you're headed financially during the year and what it will take to get there, such as the level of enrollment. And your SMART goals, which hold you accountable. You will create some goals related to what you plan to undertake for this next year. Make sure that they are SMART, meaning specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. You want your goals to be reasonable and pared down as tightly as possible. The business plan template should include these 6 components and discuss in detail how each area plays a huge role in the business. The value proposition is your why. Then, how does that why relate to the families? What role does your staff play in this? Is the market in your area an area where you can be successful, and how so? What is your financial plan? How do you plan to sustain operations over time? And your goals tell the story of where you would like the childcare business to go and how you plan to achieve them. You are now ready to use the plan template to build your plan. First, you developed your value proposition, the why you. You've gathered valuable feedback from your families and staff and can insert it in a very simple sentence, such as, we serve children and families in, state your neighborhood or region, where you're located, between the ages of, state the ages and the age limit. What our families and children love most is, insert a value or characteristic, a couple of them, like 3. The sentence is very simple, but it's not simplistic. This will give you the ability to remember throughout the year why children and families chose you and love staying with you. This will not only help you remember your program's value, but again, it will help you reinforce why your program is special as you talk to potential customers, and even as you talk to your staff to remind them of what you do. A successful childcare business will have to be committed and have a plan in place to attract and retain its customer base. Here is where you state what you plan to do to support families in the year ahead that will allow you to sustain or even grow your business. This should be informed by the feedback you collected about what families like and what you can improve upon. For example, you might write something like, based upon feedback we've collected, families are looking for, and then you list a couple of the features. We are able to meet families' needs because we can, and then list the features or state where you're located or talk about your client base. And then you go on to say, to further meet the needs of our families and to maintain or increase program enrollment, our plan is to, and then you add in the things that you're choosing to do moving forward. A successful childcare business will be committed and have a plan in place to attract and retain staff members and volunteers if applicable. In this statement, you will state what you plan to do to support your staff for the year in a way that allows you to sustain or even grow your business. This should be informed from the feedback that you collected about what staff like and what you can do to improve. If you don't have staff, you should think about how you support yourself and what commitments you make to yourself every day that will help you sustain your business in the long run. In this part of the plan, you will enter your SWOT analysis that we discussed earlier. You'll clearly note your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and that allows you to plan with intention. You want to include your financial forecast. This includes your annual budget and your 12-month cash flow analysis. Keep an eye on this throughout the year and make sure that your predictions are staying on target. If they are not, ensure that you understand why and then adjust accordingly. Your financial forecast should include any anticipated increases in enrollment and revenue. It should also reflect the staffing levels, compensation for yourself and others if applicable, and the benefits that you anticipate. This is the final section of the business plan. This section states what exactly you intend to do to improve or expand your business based on the information that you've gathered and assessed, and by what date. This gives life to your plan, makes it real, and lets you know specifically what you'll need to do. You can choose to follow the SMART goal format or another simple tool, the 3-element format, which is the what, the how, and the how you're going to know that it worked. Both are simple formats that will keep you on track and accountable to get things done.
When creating your goals, here are some things that you should consider. Make sure they're SMART goals, meaning specific, measurable, actionable, reasonable, and time limited. What do you want to do? How are you going to do it? How will you know it worked? When creating goals for your childcare business, it's important to consider these things. When you start creating your goals, you want to make sure that you are prepared to take your business to the next level. In doing this, helps you understand what is needed to get there and how long it will take, as well as the process that you'll go through to get there. It shows you a path to determine if it's going to work and how to proceed if there's a chance that it doesn't. You're always able to go back and adjust. These are all things that hold you accountable for the plan that you want to achieve. You'll take all the information that you've gathered and use it to start building the plan. Your value proposition. Here's your opportunity to talk about the children and families that you serve, the neighborhood you're in, the age range of the children. What families and children love most about your business? This sentence is very simple, but not simplistic. Now, our families. A successful childcare business will have a commitment to and plan in place to attract and retain its customer base. Here, you'll state what you plan to do to support the families in the year ahead and what will allow you to sustain or even grow your business. Your staff. You also have a commitment to them and plan in place to attract and retain staff. They are there to support you in your day-to-day operations to do all of the wonderful work that you've stated in your value proposition. Now, your market. This is where you put your information from your SWOT analysis. Highlight your strengths. Your financial plan. You'll want to include your financial forecast. This includes your annual budget and 12-month cash flow analysis. You'll definitely want to keep an eye on this throughout the year and make sure it's what you predicted and that you're staying on target. And if it isn't, you can certainly adjust it accordingly. Now, you'll add your goals. This is the final section of the business plan, and it states exactly what you intend to do to improve or expand your business. And it's based on all the information that you've gathered and assessed. This is what gives your plan life and makes it real, and lets you know specifically what it is that you'll need to do. You could even use the SMART goal format that we've highlighted in this presentation. Additional resources for early care and education can be found at the Wisconsin Early Childhood Association or WECA website. If you are not a member of the Wisconsin Early Education Shared Services Network, you can click here to learn about business training and support it offers. If you are ready to join the Wisconsin Early Education Shared Services Network, you can also click here to join